Have you ever stopped to wonder how the world began? Why do you exist? Was everything planned, or did it happen by chance? The Bible gives us clear answers to these important questions. God created everything. The very first verse in the Bible says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." This tells us that God is the one who made everything. He didn't need tools or help. He simply spoke, and it came into being. God spoke, and there was light. He made the sun, moon, and stars. He made the sky, land, and oceans. He created trees, flowers, and all kinds of plants. He made birds to fly in the sky, fish to swim in the sea, and animals to walk on the earth. But God didn't just create the things we can see. He also created the unseen, like angels, spiritual beings. In Genesis 1:3-5, it says, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day." This shows us something amazing. God created by speaking. He didn't need anything else at all. His word alone had the power to create. The creation of humans. On the sixth day, God made something extra special. Humans. Genesis 1:26-28 says, "Then God said, 'Let us make man in our image, in our likeness. Let them rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the earth, and every creature that moves on the ground.' So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said, 'Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and every living creature that moves on the ground.'" God made men and women to be like him in a special way. That doesn't mean we look like God physically. God is spirit, but we reflect his character. Being made in God's image means we can think, love, and make choices. We can tell right from wrong. We have emotions and a moral sense. We have a spirit that allows us to connect with God. God gave humans the job of ruling over the earth and caring for it. We were created with wisdom and strength to manage the world around us. No other creature was given this responsibility. We were also meant to have a close relationship with God. That's why he created us. Adam and Eve in the garden, Genesis 2:5-25, gives more details about the creation of people. God made the first man, Adam, from the dust of the ground. Then, to give Adam a partner, God created a woman named Eve, using one of Adam's ribs. God placed them in a beautiful garden called Eden. Adam and Eve were given the responsibility to care for this garden. It was their home, full of plants, animals, and everything they needed. They lived in peace and walked daily with God. Their relationship with him was personal and loving. They were also given a special command. God told them they could eat from any tree in the garden except one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This was a test of their obedience and trust. We will see in the next part of the story how they responded to this command. Everything was very good. After God created the world and everything in it, he looked at his work. Genesis 1:31 says, "God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Everything was perfect and beautiful. There was no pain, no death, and no evil. It was a world full of life, harmony, and joy." God is completely good and pure, and his creation reflected his nature. Then Genesis 2:2-3 tells us, by the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. God didn't rest because he was tired. He rested to show that his work was complete. He set the seventh day apart as a holy day, a day of rest and reflection. It was a gift to mankind, a time to pause and be refreshed. Understanding the image of God. Being created in God's image means humans are unique among all living things. We can create art, music, and technology. We have a sense of justice and mercy. We ask deep questions about life. This spiritual and moral awareness is part of what makes us like God. It also means we are meant for relationships, first with God and also with each other. Humans are social beings, designed to live in community. Marriage, family, friendship, and society all reflect parts of God's nature. We are also stewards of creation. God entrusted the care of the earth to us. That means we should be responsible with natural resources, protect animals, and keep the planet healthy for future generations. This is not just an environmental issue, it's a spiritual responsibility. The role of work and rest. Work is not a punishment. It was part of God's good plan. Adam and Eve were given tasks to care for the garden, even before sin entered the world. Work gives us purpose and helps us use our gifts. Whether someone is a teacher, farmer, doctor, or artist, their work can honor God. Rest is also important. God set an example by resting on the seventh day. This teaches us to value rest, reflection, and spiritual renewal. A rhythm of work and rest is healthy and honors God's design for our lives. Why it matters. Why does the story of creation matter today? It tells us where we come from and why we are here. It shows us that we are not accidents. We were made with purpose and value. Every person is made in God's image and has a reason for being. It also reminds us that we were created for a relationship with God. He didn't just make the world and leave it alone. He made people to know Him, love Him, and enjoy His creation. God also gave us a job to take care of the earth and everything in it. That's still our responsibility today. We are caretakers of this beautiful planet. Finally, creation reminds us of God's power and wisdom. When we look at the stars, mountains, oceans, and the complexity of life, we are seeing evidence of a creator who is intelligent and good. This should lead us to worship and trust Him. The main point from this lesson: God created everything by His word. God is all-powerful. He created everything simply by speaking. Light, sky, land, animals, and even us. He made it all. God only made good things. There was no evil or brokenness in God's original creation. Everything He made was good, because God Himself is good. Humans are made in God's image. We are different from the animals. We can think, feel, love, and know right from wrong. We are spiritual beings meant to have a relationship with God. God gave people a purpose. God gave men and women the task of caring for the earth. We are responsible to rule over it wisely and kindly. God rested on the seventh day. He set the seventh day apart as holy. It was a time to rest, just as He rested after finishing His creation. Work and rest are part of God's design. Work is a good thing, not a curse, and rest is a gift from God to refresh our bodies and souls. We are meant for relationship with God. God created us to know Him and enjoy a close connection with Him every day.